Party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew. It's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Rog Smuve and Los, Rumble, Aldo NICE is the uncle.
So it was Saturday morning, and just throw it out there, that's like my favorite part of the week. Saturday morning, that's a highlight for me. So nevertheless, I'm just outside minding my own business, goddammit. Then out of nowhere, I guess, since we got these local elections coming up, statewide elections, some candidate foot soldiers pull up on me. So I had to stop what I was doing to entertain them. So boom, they get out my hair. Then about 20 minutes later, the goddamn Jehovah's Witnesses pull up on me 6 deep, and I was minding my business, and they might not liked how I was doing what I was doing, but nevertheless, you pull up on my doorstep. That shit got awkward, y'all. Mad awkward, like awkward. So this just brings me to my next point. After all that, I got to thinking, bro. And I'm not pulling up to nobody's house unannounced, bro. That's a bit much, especially since it's 2019. Fuck. When you're trying to go to your homie house and you pull up and you ain't tell him you was on your way, but he knew you was coming, that could cause a big kerfuffle and shit could get weird. But nevertheless, between people just being ready for the apocalypse, the second coming of I don't know who, but they got them guns, they ready to use it. Not to mention the other people always think some wicked shit about to happen to them, so they always on the edge. And then the third, the biggest factor, man, I'm scared of dogs, bro. I don't personally fuck with them. So that's the biggest reason why I'm not pulling up to nobody's house unannounced, bro.
I say, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo NICE.
It's your boy Rog Smuve.
Well, it's your boy Los, aka C.A.P.
Hey, bro.
Hello?
What up, Los? You up?
Man, what's happening? Yeah, I'm up. What's good?
I mean, you answered the phone, so you must be up. Hey, we got a problem, big dog.
What's happening, dog? You got a flat tire somewhere?
No, listen. So I'm trying to laugh about it, but Raj, the first 12 minutes of his audio for the podcast this week, it just didn't come through.
Hey, maybe it's late. Maybe because it's like an hour behind. You just gotta give it another hour.
That's not how this works. It's not because he in a different time zone. Don't make that. No, that's not a thing.
You sure?
I'm pretty
sure. Why he now on the phone?
Well, it's a good question. I just called him. He didn't answer the phone. I think he got company in town. But you know how Ryan do, man. Listen,
that's on brand. That's definitely on brand.
We gotta make sure we still put out a product. Listen, people gonna be waiting for the podcast in the next 6 hours. It's
for sure.
It's about to be Friday. People gonna be like, "Where the podcast at? We gotta do something." So
okay.
I don't know what we should do, but this is what I'm thinking. Listen,
what you got?
So a lot of people been hitting us up about the In My Humble Opinion thing we did with just Devon and Carlton Banks.
Yeah, in the real studio.
Yeah, in the real studio. And they said that they really don't need Roger anyway. I mean, I think we need Raj.
I think so too.
I think so too. But a lot of people say we don't. So this is what I'm thinking we're gonna do. The first 15, 10 minutes, whenever that Raj was actually speaking, that we don't have audio, I'm just gonna cut it to where it sounds like just me and you talking. So it might sound a little crazy. So people listening might sound a little.
All right, man.
I'm an executive producer. You feel me?
I was just about to say you do this, Tyler Perry.
I'm like Diddy. I'm a mix between Diddy, Tyler Perry. You heard me?
And the dude that owed Dame $1 million.
in red from the 5 Heartbeats, right?
Yeah.
My office hours.
All between.
So that's
okay.
That's what I'm gonna do. So everything, even when they say, "Hey, this your man Rog Smuve," that's not even. I'm gonna pull that from an old podcast. I'm gonna put it in there. I'm showing off my editing skills. That's we can make this.
So you about to take a sample. So you about to Kanye West this thing.
Listen. When I tell you ain't wrong when you're right, Los.
Okay.
I don't know what we're going to do about the NFL segment because it's a little known fact that we record that at the beginning. So that's missing. So maybe you just send me the NFL Oh,
We'll fix that, man. We'll find somebody to do that, to drop in and get that done.
all right, cool. Well, you go back to sleep, man, and look, we'll get the
man,
people
I
what
gotta
they
get up in the
want,
morning,
man.
dog. For
We
sure.
all got to get up in the morning, man. We all got a
man,
real job.
we working, man. Let's do it.
All right, I'll let you
One
big
more
dog.
can don't stop no show. Yeah.
I say, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo NICE.
It's your boy Rog Smuve.
Well, it's your boy Los, aka C.A.P.
Hey, bro.
You're
Hey,
not
bro.
wrong. You're right.
He put a lot of factors in, a lot of things in there, man. On a Saturday morning, I guess Rumble
Yes,
like to be outside the crib on Saturday morning. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, we know exactly what he's doing outside in the morning in the crib. But hey,
Well, I used to have a job where I worked Saturdays as well, so I never really could enjoy my Saturday mornings, and I hated it. Yeah, I really like to wake up in the morning on Saturday and open all the blinds and just be sitting on my sofa watching TV with all the blinds open. So I don't really go
without a
outside.
light in your house.
I mean,
True.
I live in a neighborhood where they walk down the street and solicit.
Now those are the biggest. Those are the biggest effects right there.
Rumble said, the foot soldiers out here. All I could keep thinking about is like the Ninja Turtles. Like when he said the foot soldiers for the candidates, man. I don't know, man. Congressman Tate trying to win in his neighborhood, Los.
Trying to get that election, bro. You never know what Congressman Tate might pop up at, bro. I thought Bumper Johnson had the Muslims out there walking in first, handing out that final call and them bean pies. We see foot soldier, him and Malcolm X Jr.
Bruh. I mean, but
Ain't
more
know
than
what was
anything,
going
what Rumble said, I think the thing that resonated the most, that was like, oh, this boy, he's speaking some facts here, is that you're not pulling up on nobody's house unannounced. I mean, we could go back to the great Andre 3000 when he said, I call before I come. I won't just pop up over at the blue. You know, you feel what I'm saying? It's a rule of thumb. You don't just pull up to somebody's house unannounced. I think we passed the age where we do that. And it's even more whack when you don't know that person and just pull up to the house.
I'm like him. I would be nervous just to be put up to somebody's house. I remember for my job, they had us to go in the community and go knock on doors and try to get people more involved or whatever. And I was like, hey, man, it's Saturday morning, like 9 o'clock. I'm uncomfortable doing this. Mm-hmm. So they put us in groups, and I had the other people knock, and I just stood back. And I remember the one door I did knock on, it was a trap house. Mm-hmm. And one of the student that me and you both had was in the trap house.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've had to do that same thing. We had to get on a school bus at the whole faculty, and they brought us over there and dropped us off and had us
so uncomfortable. Dog.
Yeah, man, going knocking on doors. I mean, I feel like from a standpoint of being the person getting my door knocked on, if my door gets knocked on, I'm expecting it to be like one of probably about 3 to 5 different people. It's either somebody trying to cut my grass, or like Rumble said, somebody trying to run some election, somebody telling me that, look, they could get my energy for cheap. You could get your energy for cheaper if you sign up with mine. Yeah. A Jehovah's Witness daddy, or Uber Eats. Like, that's really the only people who need to be knocking on my door. So if I'm not expecting Uber Eats and is my grass not long, I'm just like, a lot of times I don't get up. Like, no.
I don't even get up. I don't even get up.
You don't want anything.
You knock on my door and nobody, first thing I do when I hear somebody knock on my door, I would check my phone. I'm like, ain't nobody call me? Oh, I ain't getting up for that. I don't even care who it is.
Well, shit.
That is funny. I mean, you talk about these days now, people actually like used to show up to people's house. You know what I'm saying? Like people used to just pop up at people's houses and ring the doorbell, see if you was home. Oh, you was just starting in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we ain't have cell phone. Yeah,
that don't happen no more. You know,
now I got cell phone.
That really don't happen no more.
Yeah, you got to call. Well, ain't gonna lie, my parents' house at home, old people still do that. I be in there chilling, and it'd be a random ding dong at 9:36 in the morning on Saturday. Be Miss Williams. So, oh hey baby, we was on this side. I was just trying to say, hey, your mama here? No ma'am, it's always a phone call. You could have saved that whole $2.50 worth of gas, and she barged in. I had to talk to her for 15 minutes about nothing.
But I guess the difference between that is that Miss Williams is not coming to my house. Like, she going to my mom and them house. So, like, I don't have to deal with it. Rumble probably don't have to deal with it neither. And maybe Miss Williams was going to your house on the cool.
I was at home. I was in Louisiana. See my mama now. Looking for my mom now.
Miss Williams got a call.
She know how to find you. I mean, but when they come knock on the door, that's a
shout out Miss Williams. Don't let the boy do that.
When people come knock on your door, it's a different type of different feels, man, because you don't really expect it, man. And one time, man, this podcast brought to you by Brody, because when he said that thing about dogs, Brody posted a picture earlier this week of a big Tahitian Mastiff, and I was like, oh my God, that thing is the biggest.
That dog.
What you said?
The one that was on the tree?
The one that was on the tree.
That was a real dog? No.
Man, that dog looked like a lion.
Man, ain't no way that's a real dog, bro.
That was a real dog, man. I had to look it up my damn self.
I'm scared thinking about that, dog. How would you? Who would want one of those?
That looked like a gentle dog. That looked like a dog that'll save you.
But that dog was that dog in the video was yeah. But it was barking in Russian. So
yes.
It was either Russian or Tahitian, but either way, it was a little scary. Like, I don't need no dog with all that extra fur. I feel like something wrong with him, cutting. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I want a dog that big. Lord.
Some people like dogs that big, man. Some people, that's how they roll, man. Look, Rumble killing it per usual. But let me tell y'all a little bit about what burned my Boudin this week, man. The first thing that burned my Boudin this week, I want to take y'all back, man. Take you back. I remember a time when I'm old enough to recall this, when it was live to be at somebody's house and you turn the channel to like channel 1 or 2 or 99, whatever the channel was, and it scrolled and it told you everything that was on TV.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, y'all kind of obviously
the TV Guide channel.
TV Guide Daddy.
TV Guide channel. Well, what burns my Boudin is any TV that still relies on that technology and doesn't have a guide button. Any setup that don't have a guide button burns my Boudin.
That boy been in the hotel. I
have been in a lot of hotels, man. Like for work, I travel a lot, and that is the number one thing that bothers me. When I pull my phone out, cutting. Look at you, man. You think I'm a big hotel freak that I had to No, but yeah. But Los, let's just be honest. If somebody was really being a big hotel freak, just hopping into the hotel, why do I even care with the TV guy?
I was about to say, listen, they know to switch on the back of the TV and go to the other channels.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't be worried about that if that was the play. No, I'm just sitting in the hotel. That bothers me. But I've seen it in people's house too. That's what I'm saying.
I want to know why that. Okay, so I feel you. That TV, like your TV setup should have a guide, no doubt. Like it's 2019, you should have a guide. But so at home, Louisiana, we had DirecTV, very reliant on the guide. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to be honest with you, I had it for so long that I knew the channels that I liked by now.
Got you.
Like I could tell you, ESPN was 206, Nickelodeon was like 299 or something like that. TNT 345. Anyway,
porn Playboy channel was 3. Go ahead now, man.
8. No,
I don't know. Playboy channel. I could probably guess and get it close. Like Playboy channel was probably like in the 700s, something like that.
One of them, yeah.
So now living out here is very Xfinity Comcast centric. Voice remote is kind of what everybody goes towards. So like nobody really even uses the guide anymore. I know people in Louisiana that got Cox that got that service. They just use the voice remote and just say ESPN when they want to go to ESPN.
I think you're missing my point a bit. My point is not that you don't know what channel it is, because even in the hotel they got the little paper that tell you these are the channels. My point is I want to know what's on TV.
Yeah.
Well, and in that, and I feel you.
Can you look at your voice remote and say, "Hey, whoa, what's on ESPN?"
And then
you could just say ESPN. It's gonna go to ESPN.
I know, but I don't want to go. I want to know what's on there.
Yeah,
for sure. I feel you. Let me tell you what burns my Boudin on that same thing. When they got why they gotta have a high definition counterpart for every channel. So this past weekend I was on an unfamiliar TV and I got so frustrated because I didn't know the channels. So I just watched the game in standard definition because I didn't feel like looking for what the high definition counterpart was.
SD.
That burns my Boudin.
That had to hurt.
Standard there.
I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I didn't want to do that. Like I wanted to watch the game in 1080p, but I had to watch it in standard definition because I was because of my laziness. One, because I didn't want to go look and seek out the high definition.
You probably just have to put a 1
it's always
in front
like
of
in
that.
the 8.
You probably just have to put a 1 in
Or
front
12.
of that.
No, that's not that's not exactly how it works with every TV lineup. Sometimes it's like channel 2, 3, 4, 5 is gonna be like channel 702.
Well, they're stupid.
702, 703, 704, and 705.
Got you.
Then,
That's laziness.
that's when you
I
should.
don't like
I would have figured it out
You
at
should
halftime.
utilize divorce remote on that one.
Right.
That's what
HD.
divorce remote is for.
HD. Fox. You know what I mean? Like something. I'm just trying to assist, man. But that
Just know that I work in that industry and I couldn't figure it out.
and you said DirecTV at home, and like that's what we had. You might have had. We definitely had Time Warner, I think it was, and then it was Cox. I think it was Time Warner first. That was
We
it
had
over
Time
there,
Warner too.
But I
We went to
don't
extend
remember having a TV guide button on a remote when I was in high school. Like I don't remember that.
You had to watch. You had to watch that little show.
The
where you
TV
watch
guide
that
channel.
guy score
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
boy.
no doubt. You had to watch the channel. In fact, I used to leave I always had a liking for infomercials.
Mm-hmm.
So there was infomercials, and my favorite thing about infomercials is, but wait, call within the next 5 minutes, and we'll send you 2 water hoses. So I don't mind that. I like watching infomercials just to know what's out there. But I used to like to watch it for the time. They always had the time on it, so I could always poke my head up. Okay, it's 7:35. We're gonna wake up at 7:40. I'm gonna stay in the bed for 5 more minutes. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Los, did you remember the number for time and temperature in Shreveport?
The number, the channel.
No, I meant a number,
the
phone number.
Oh no! I ain't do that.
You ain't never had.
I think it was 411.
What was the usage for time and temperature for you, Raj?
I may have called time and temperature in my lifetime twice.
Mm-hmm.
Twice. And
So
probably
you gonna be out of school.
one of them times, the first time I was instructed to.
Okay.
And the second time, it was one of them, God damn, it's cold outside. I don't know how to figure out what the temperature is. Let me call time and temperature.
That's interesting because
I think his number is 411.
I know for a fact both of y'all had, or at least you, Raj, I think Los too, y'all both had the your own personal lines at home.
Yeah.
So
something like that. I had an internet line.
yeah,
but I used it.
So the thing that I might have even said this story on the podcast years ago, but no, it's a real thing that I used to call time and temperature when I'd be expecting a call, like late at night. It's like 11:30 p.m. and I don't want my phone to ring at 11:30 p.m. So I would call time and temperature and just be on that thing waiting for the line to beep in so I could go over. Yeah. So I knew the time and temperature number at a time. I don't remember what the number is now, but I did know it at a time to get little late night freaky little calls in the B. You heard me?
Hey, Allie.
Well, so y'all, my phone was in my room.
No, mine was too.
And they wouldn't have heard it. I used to turn the ringer down. I guess that's very creative, like super creative. That thing not even gonna hit the caller ID box.
But it's your phone on your line, is what I'm saying. My mama's phone would have rung at her bed.
That's bad.
I feel what you're saying. I'm saying it like it didn't even hit the caller ID box yet.
You.
Like we had like a dual caller ID box, and they'll show line 1 and line 2. But like we had one phone, and it was in my room. For the second line. In fact, it wasn't in my room. We had a cordless, so I used to take the cordless in the room.
Yeah.
But I used to just put the ringer on low if I wanted something to call me late at night. It wasn't.
Damn, that was
That's
stupid.
fire
I had
that
a
you used
cordless
to- you had
phone
to wait.
in my room. That's dumb as hell. But
I ain't got time for neither one of y'all, man. Look, let me tell y'all another thing that burned my booty. I'm gonna keep this one real short and sweet. The neck cuff at the barbershop. Listen, bro. When they come with the white daddy, the little tape, the little white paper on your neck, I'm okay with it. But then when he come and he double it down with the button, I feel like that thing be a little too tight on my neck. And I've been
all the time.
I've been thinking that for ages. I heard somebody say it recently, and I was like, you know what? Me too. I definitely, yes, that burns my booty.
It should have been said. Like barbers out there, for all my barbers out there.
Tiki Barber, Rondé Barber,
Peyton Barber. I'm saying for all my barbers out there that listen to the podcast, and I know they got some, I know they got a bunch. Man, y'all need to just stay cognizant that shit hurts. And for most of the time when I'm getting my hair cut, I can't breathe. And it's almost like eerie for me, at least, call it what you will, eerily like pleasing for when they take it off.
Oh yeah.
When they take it off, it's like, oh yeah.
When they stop choking, you be like, ooh.
As if I'm not paying to have that thing on my neck. Like, you know what? From now on, shout out to all my barbers, but I'm loosening it.
What is the purpose of the white daddy though?
So the hair don't go on your neck.
I'm straight, cuz. I can have that hair on my neck.
And so you don't.
He put the smock over there too, and he put the smock on the last button.
Well, you don't want that smock raw dog on your neck though.
Yeah. That part of it too. That's part of it.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Niggas' necks be niggas' necks. I don't.
Dirty.
You seen boys with them bump necks, hot dog necks, keloid necks.
Yeah.
Oh no,
you don't want to have that crunching much, huh?
Yeah. I can't put my neck nowhere else. Some people neck bend. So I get that part, but you ain't gotta tighten it down on. You ain't gotta ratchet it down. But I feel like Raj, like we one step away from being like some little dominatrix. The way that like
I know
they be choking them, and then when they let it go, we like oh.
What I'm geeking out over is, you know how like sometimes your name, like like if let's say you're in a database and your last name come first.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking if a nigga name was Lloyd Key, and it nigga name should be on Key Lloyd on That's all.
What? Lloyd Key would have to be from the Iberia. The last name Key. Them keys. He wanted them
Baltimore.
Oh shit! Another thing that burned my boudin. The last thing that burned my boudin this week is travel hookahs. People who show up on the scene with a portable hookah daddy, like in a suitcase or in a little package, and they just like, ooh, I got my hookah. And then they pull that thing out, they start unrolling it, they try to put some water together. Yeah, man. They burn my boudin, dog.
You always find a way to tie this together, and I don't see why that's a burning of the boudin. I don't see why it wouldn't be icing or boiling. Whatever great that could happen to your boudin is. Why?
Oh, you think that's live? That's when somebody's a travel hookah?
If I want, I don't really fuck with hookah anyway. But if I wanted to, it'd be nice.
I think that a travel hookah, like and there's a delineation. I want you to really, really, really peep what I'm saying. If somebody has a hookah at their crib, that's fine. You got a hookah at your crib. You pull it out, you smoke hookah at your crib. And 9 times out of 10, hookahs at people's cribs don't be fire like a hookah from a little hookahria at a bar when they know what they're doing and they got that pineapple on top of it and they got the coals, the buku coal, and they know exactly what they're doing. Yeah. People, when you smoke hookah at people's house a lot of time, they be getting it a little bit cheaper from a different distributor. They don't do it all the time every day. You're gonna have the same tip, but you're gonna have different tips, but still, it don't be the same blow. But just all of that to say, when somebody brings a travel hookah, that means they gotta leave their house with a hookah, like in their car. And they're thinking
that's the same as bringing liquor too, though.
It's not the same as bringing liquor, man. It's pretentious.
Let's say you about to go watch the game.
It is pretentious as shit.
And that man want to act like he at Prospect Park. And boy he got the Danny set up. Got the hookah. And the little drinks, he cool.
Then get him a vape pen that's like one of them big ones that blow real loud. But you don't need to pull out a lamp. It's a fucking lamp.
I agree with the pretentiousness of it, but I still think that it could be a benefit in certain situations. Like I know, let's take me for example. I know if I was the travel hookah guy, I know I'm coming with a fire hookah. Like I'm not gonna cheap on. I might cheap on the hookah. But I'm not going to cheap on the hookah ingredients or like the accessories. So like I feel like I could be a benefit if I took on that role.
No. If you have a traveling hookah, it got to be fire. You can't travel with a pool hookah.
Well, whatever it is, I would do it right.
Who has a small daddy who they travel with, and that's what they do. But now that's weird. You travel with like a
Los,
you can put in
it
your
is
pocket.
the same. It's not the same as bringing a bottle. It's the same as if I came to your house with a little suitcase and I had a monogram decanter in that bitch, and I opened it up, and then I opened it up, and then I fucking pulled out some little glasses that I had with me, set the little glasses down, then opened a fifth of hen, poured it in the decanter. And then poured it in the glass from the decanter into the glass. That's the equivalent. That is the fucking same thing.
That's not the equivalent. That's not the equivalent.
You know why it's not the same thing?
It might be if you bought your own glasses with your name on it.
Because you probably you can go and buy hen right now. Like I'm saying and you could, easily enough you can probably go buy a hookah too, but who goes and spontaneously buys a hookah for just quick consumption? That's not the same thing. The person with the hookah
want to travel with it.
The person with the hookah is the hookah guy for a reason. I don't know any Hennessy men, like any Hennessy guy. Menacy. I don't know.
Menacies to society. I'm bringing I'm about to start putting decanters in suitcases and bring them places, and then I just want to see how y'all feel.
Listen, if we watching the Saints game, I won't say a word.
Now, what if you bring? I can see if you brought a decanter of some bathtub brew you made on your own. Man, that's fire. That's dope. Do that. What's wrong with that? Hey, fellas, I made this at the house in the tub in the toilet.
You didn't make that hookah, dog. They didn't make the shit they smoking.
I know they did.
Stop it.
I know they did. But they
bring their own party to the spot, man.
It is a device that carries hookerage. It carries that smoke. I would bring a device that carries that drink. It would be the same thing. That's all I'm saying. And y'all would call me super pretentious. Y'all be like, look at this asshole. Like
I said, if we're watching the Saints game, I won't say nothing.
But what else we gonna smoke the hookah from? Like I could drink the Hennessy from the bottle. Like I could pour the bottle in my glass.
You could smoke the hookah, the tobacco or whatever you're smoking from a vape pen. You could roll it up. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do.
That's not the same thing as hookah. That's not the same experience.
You can't roll up that way. I get you can't roll it up, but you can smoke it through different things besides a hookah. Stop it.
I didn't know that.
I'm fine with them bringing a hookah, man.
Campfire.
Put it on the stove with the water.
I put mine on a campfire, dog. Yeah, well, you didn't know you could light a Joe off the electric stove, but you can.
I knew that.
You gotta hold it there for a while.
It should get hot.
It's in essence a cigarette lighter, like from a car. It's just a big one.
It's just bigger. It's bigger.
Hey man, look, before we get into a couple stories for this week, man, I just wanted to talk about a couple things. First thing, shout out, man, this podcast is brought to you by the In My Humble Opinion podcast. We dropped you probably by the time you see this podcast or listen to this podcast, you'll probably already checked out at least the first part of our interview with In My Humble Opinion. So they dropped that today. I'm probably when I finish recording, I'll put one of these out. We recorded a little early this week, so if any fire stuff happens like between 9 and Friday, y'all gonna be like, why y'all didn't talk about that? Well, because we recorded early this week. So that's just a thing. And if you haven't already done it, go check out the interview with In My Humble Opinion podcast that we did. It's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be on a couple of other venues. It's a video presentation, so you'll get to see us over there running it. Get to see Los and Aldo's lovely faces. So go ahead on and do that. Make it their highest rated episode ever because we live it in there. And we told them we live it in there. So,
Hey, you ain't wrong when you're right.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Shout out just Devon and little brother.
Carlton Banks, man.
Yeah, he had a whole bunch of names. I couldn't remember all of them. Carlton Banks. Shout out.
He said
my guy.
He said a good guy, like something like a good guy.
I'm only shouting out Devon. That's just him. Just Devon.
Just him. Just Devon. Not the other one. That's funny. And the other thing I wanted to say, this ain't no shout out or nothing. It's just an interesting point. I was listening to some music this weekend and Nas came on. It was like, nah, let's say you owe me something. Y'all remember that song?
Nope.
Yes, y'all do remember that song. You Owe Me Something by Nas. Like, why wouldn't you remember that song? And if you don't, I'm speaking to the audience because everybody in the audience remembers it. Just not my podcast compadres if you haven't. So anyway, on his lyrics for that song, he said, owe me back like you owe your tax. Owe me back like 40 acres to blacks. Pay me back when you shake it like that. those are Black Lives Matters meets Back That Ass Up lyrics. And I don't know anyone else who has ever put the struggle in a Bounce That Ass song like Nas did right there. And I just thought about it and I thought it was interesting to share. Owe me back like you owe your tax. He's talking about the government. Owe me back like 40 acres to blacks. Like really, for the people. Pay me back when you shake it like that. So
he went.
Yeah.
He went Black Lives Matter to Juvie to 400 degrees.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Okay. All right.
This is some lyrics that
with the shit.
you probably said it when you was younger. You probably heard the song and didn't think twice of it. But I mean, it's just some lyrics that it's no NFL segment, Raj. But it's some very
calm down.
Some very interesting choice of words from Nas in that ass shaking track. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I got there. Couple of things we want to talk to. We got a couple big stories this week. Let me just start with this one, man. So we talked a lot about I'm just gonna keep calling Botham because it's the only way I really know how to pronounce it, even though it may be wrong. R.I.P. to the boy. But some extras there, a little bit about what happened, man. So obviously, over the weekend, it came out that Mr. Jean's former neighbor, the guy who testified against Amber Guyger, his name's Joshua Brown, got murdered 2 days after the Amber Guyger trial. And a lot of people came out immediately like, man, this is set up, man. Them people, they killed him. Some other people that I heard some opinions said they thought it was white supremacists who did it, like who to get back at him for testifying. So it was a lot of things, man. Did either one of y'all hear any of those narratives being spun right afterwards?
Of course, people thought, the police did it. They said, the police had it done or something like that. Of course they did.
I mean, I didn't see it. I didn't physically see it, but I think a lot of what you see on, social media and whatnot is immediate reaction. And those are like the two immediate reactions that I had. I just don't post my immediate reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I guess I didn't see it, but I thought it, like I was like, oh, damn, it could be white supremacy. Oh, damn, it could be the setup, but I don't know what it was. I just know I thought it.
Yeah, man. And I mean, we had an opportunity to talk about it on Sunday when we was watching the game. You remember that? Shout out, this podcast brought to you by Jay Harry. We was talking about it, and that man was like, remember when y'all was saying that whoever shot into the car and killed that little girl in East Houston and whatever, and we was like, oh, it was a white dude in the truck, and we all was sitting in Houston like, nah, that don't sound right. Nope, we didn't. Nope. And the same way, Juicy Smollett. Like you hear stories and you're like, Juicy, nope, that didn't happen. that ain't true. Like that's the same feeling that we all had. Like it's like, nah, it's probably not a white supremacist. Probably not the police being very reckless and going to kill this guy right afterwards. Probably
like
not.
2 days after. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, probably not.
That's a little fast. Yeah.
So, basically came out that, the police came out right afterwards and said the rumors shared by community leaders that Mr. Brown's death was related to Amber Guyger trial and that the Dallas PD was responsible are false. We encourage these leaders to be mindful because their words may jeopardize the integrity of the city of Dallas and the Dallas PD. So they came out and said that, and then, they picked up some people today. Jaquarius Mitchell, age 20. Michael Mitchell, age 32. Thaddeus Green, age 22. Allegedly traveled from Alexandria, Louisiana to purchase a few drugs from Mr. Brown in the parking lot of a Dallas apartment complex. They say Mr. Brown, Joshua Brown, the witness, the guy who was on the stand, Mitchell, who was it? Let me think. Green got out the car and they got into some kind of little altercation. Mitchell hopped out the car too, and Brown said, "Get back in the car," and shot that man in the chest. And in retaliation, Green shot Brown twice in the legs. One went through and through. The other one hit him in the leg and then bounced up and hit vital organs. And that's how he died. And then they sped off in the car. Police confiscated 12 pounds of marijuana in that man's house, 149 grams of THC cartridges, and $4,157, not to be confused with $52, in cash from Brown's apartment. Yeah.
It explains a lot, though.
I just don't know
reason.
why the plug gotta be in Dallas. Alexandria to Dallas, that's 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe 5 hours.
Yeah,
the plug
it
gotta
is.
be all the way in.
No, it's probably
Dallas?
about 5 hours. I would think that's closer than Houston.
That's what I'm saying. It's about 5 hours. I said 6 and I corrected myself and said 5. It's about 5 hours, but that's still a long way for the plug. I got plugs in Louisiana. And maybe, I don't know. That's
where he knows somebody at. It's cheaper over there. We get them for $17.5 over there. You heard?
I don't know that.
I was just about to say $17.5. We're gonna get them cheap.
Damn.
Want them packed for cheap.
You know what I'm saying?
It just made sense to me that a dude who was testifying against the police or wear a Pokemon shirt to the the trial. It makes sense for him to be selling dope while he's doing that. Like,
wow. Yeah, I don't even want to go to court if I'm selling big dope.
I'm not testifying.
No, yeah, I know, right? He in that point.
Dummy.
I'm looking at this picture.
Come on, man.
I'm looking at this
Pointing
picture.
out
He
the
in there
law.
like pointing at like a apartment complex. Like showing like how it happened with 800 pounds of weed in the house. Like just keep
in his pocket.
That's just sitting on his chest.
Man, hold on,
I got a whole bunch of dope at the house.
12 pounds of weed, bro. Not 800 pounds of weed.
Man, them cartridges weigh.
149 of them cartridges.
Them cartridges weigh, bro. Don't sleep. It's not 800.
They're not like Sega cartridges. They're not big. They're little cartridges like what you put in a jewel pin, I bet.
You got extracted wax. How much?
Yes.
I would like to know how much weed
how many
it would
trees
take.
he pressed down.
How much weed it would take to make one cartridge?
Come on, man.
Not a pound, of
How
course.
crazy are you?
Oh,
you
man.
were crazy enough to wear a Pokemon shirt to court.
So
That's how crazy.
So was he selling like the THC cartridges in them vape pens that been giving people that lung disease though?
He might be.
That shit was definitely cut. That shit had corn syrup in it.
Hey, that boy got sick. He made 50 cartridges and 100 and something.
So in other words, y'all saying them boys from Alexandria saved some people
some lung
diseases.
Some shit.
That's fucked up. But that weed was good though.
man, too soon. I think too soon. But he's not Botham Jean.
But then
killed. I mean, whatever. But
I think the funny part to me was how his homeboys was like, "All right, look, we're gonna drop you off at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take the gun and the weed, nigga, and the money,
and the weed,
and we out."
They took the gun that they shot the homeboy with. I want that gun too. I'm about to go sell that gun.
Yes,
with a body on it. It ain't got a body on it because my homeboy gonna live. Okay, so the police said they went.
Shout out Nipsey Hussle. They followed Nipsey Hussle playing to the T.
Yeah, right.
Nigga.
So the police said they went over there and you stupid. So the police said they went over there on Blue Laces, huh? That is that is Blue Laces.
Yeah. I'm driving now. Hey, I got the weed.
We ain't seen nothing. We were passing through. No, absolutely. No, they was listening to Blue Laces.
He said, "Better yet, don't say shit. Don't say nothing." Wow. I'm gonna drop you around the back and slide.
Listen,
I'm gonna hold the money in the weed till you get back online.
If you haven't heard Blue Laces 2 on Victory Lap or read this story about this murder, go read them. Same thing. Same thing. No, I mean like verbatim.
Yes.
Same thing.
Yes. That's why when I said, "Oh, that boy's been listening to Nipsey." Heavy.
Absolutely, Los. You're not wrong when you're right. Yeah. But the police chief or whomever it was said that they went to the hospital. The dude who was in the hospital and they arraigned him. They're gonna arraign him on capital murder. So my thing is, as a people, I thought one very important thing they said was we need to be out here trying to find his killer just as much as we needed to find who killed Botham Jean, and we need justice for both of them. But how does justice work in America? They probably gonna get capital murder, 40-year sentences for killing that dude.
Oh yeah.
And Amber Guyger got 10 years. That's all I'm saying.
And basically, they're gonna get that man capital murder. And they're
gonna give all three. No. They're gonna give that. I don't want you to listen, Raj. I want you to finish that point, but I want you to think about what I just said. they're going to give that man who just was riding with him to go pick up that weed. Oh, man, I got a little hoe in Dallas, too. I'll ride with y'all boys. And he in the backseat cooling. He see them boys scuffling. He get out the car like, hey, bro, man, come on, man. Y'all chill out. Fuck, old boy shot him in the chest. And that man fell back in the whip. They went drop him to the hospital, and that man is going to get a capital murder charge.
And that's what I'm saying. That man is going to get capital murder, which is messed up. And Amber
Not lowercase. Upper.
Okay. I don't understand why you have to jump in my joke.
that was it. I didn't know you was going there. I'm sorry.
No, you knew I was going there.
No, I really didn't. I swear to God. I swear to God.
He did. Hey, Raj, he did.
No,
100%.
You knew I was going there.
If I knew, I wouldn't have said it.
But I think the second thing is they might try to come back and retry and be like, oh, well, since he was selling dope, his word ain't no good. The lady might get 43 days in jail and be out.
Right? So, I mean, all of that is...
They might try to...
I mean, if you expected to get... I don't know exactly what capital murder is. I'm looking at it right now. Capital murder is murder punishable as the most serious category of felony. They don't get no more serious because it's the most serious. Like, that man going away for a long time. And to be honest with you, like, since you said what you said, I think Amber Guyger should probably look at some capital murder too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's more capital murder than what that man did.
Now, she got cursive murder. So that's only like 10 years. Cause I'm telling you, it's different. It's different levels, man. It's a lot to consider, man. But look, a lot of people, you know, it's funny when I posted the thing last week and I had that picture of y'all two and I was like, who would you rather be, Los, or would you rather be Raj? And and I was like, what happened? People was all in my inbox like, I'd rather be Raj. Because look, Amber Guyger got that ass. Come on, man. Come on, man. We got to do better, man. We got to do better, man.
Don't give a damn.
Amber Guyger ain't got them cakes. Stop it, man. Amber Guyger ain't like, what? You know who had them hams, they said? Sandra Bland. She ain't had them Sandra Bland. Can we even talk about that at this point?
No, man. You wild.
Man, we just was talking about... You was just laughing it up when we was talking about Joshua Brown getting killed. But now, I can't talk about Sandra Bland.
I don't want to talk about Sandra Bland.
He said, I don't want to talk about Sandra Bland. That's not disrespectful to say Sandra Bland had them hams. She might have had briskets.
Pork roast.
That's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. But so when me and Los was out the other day, we started having a conversation about, some other people was trying to converse with us about the Amber Guyger thing when we were saying, look, we do a podcast. Like, what it's about. Oh, yeah, we talk about current events. And I said, the hug thing came up. Mm-hmm. And it was like some really good intel I got from the other party. They said, listen, it's not our place to talk about how other people grieve. Mm-hmm. Like, and if the brother wants to grieve by hugging that woman, we as a black people, or we as a people in general, can't put our political or our societal, like what we want to happen on that man to make him do it.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? You're right.
Makes sense.
Big facts. Yeah. However, the Judge Tammy Kemp, Tamamines,
dead ass wrong.
We got problems with that. We got problems with that.
And the little police officer lady playing in her hair.
I want
to out of line.
I want to play some audio from Judge Kemp right quick.
And then she said, but I don't even have a Bible. I don't own a Bible. I don't know where to begin. And I said to her, well, I'll get one for you.
Do you understand that people view this as that's not your role and responsibility when you have that robe on for the betterment of the people of Dallas County? That's what you're not supposed to do.
I do not. Ms. Guyger asked me for a hug. And I'm embarrassed to say that she had to ask me twice. I never asked Ms. Guyger to pray, and contrary to popular opinion, I did not pray with her. She will forever be the murderer of Botham Jean. How she carries that thus forward depends on how we receive her. And as a Christian, I believe I'm commanded to offer her love and compassion just as Brant Jean did.
That's how she feel. That's how she feel. That's how she feel.
I mean, honestly, I know black.
Somebody a hug, though.
I know black women stronger than that. I know black women that's like, ma'am, get out of my court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
no, I would tell your mama to get you a Bible. You ain't had no Bible before.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't. That man was eating ice cream, reading the 23rd Psalms, and you shot him. You won't worry about no Bible then. While you was sexting, trying to butt up somebody corn on the cob. Fuck you. You ain't get no fucking Bible.
So you saying that most of the black women, Raj, that like older black women would have been like, get on somewhere?
Bro, I'm thinking about yes. I know, like, no doubt. Like, I mean, I'm thinking about specific people, but yes, like, they'd be like, I mean, I ain't never heard of no judge hugging anybody anyway. And especially after a guilty conviction. I never heard of that before.
Of a murder trial? Nah.
That's weird to me. Like, I mean, to me, I'm with y'all boys on this one. That's very weird that, like, she just was out here hugging everybody in the courtroom, including the judge and the family of the victim. That is crazy.
Can you imagine if Buddy would have came off the stand and hugged OJ?
Right? I heard that one too. It's like, it's a whole like, no, but I mean, really, like, Rumble started the podcast last week by saying that we too forgiving as a people, bro. Like, we used to stuff happening to us as a people so much that we take so much stuff. I mean, Willie D, you remember Congressman Willie D was talking about we shouldn't vote for anybody just because they used to rap. But he said, I need someone to ask Judge Kemp if she hugs black folks convicted of murder in her courtroom. That's all I want to know. Does she have videos to show the same behavior for others? A close girlfriend of mine served time in prison, not for murder. She recently shared that when she was sentenced and heard her mother crying, she tried to turn her head and was threatened by the court officers. In this case, the black woman court officer was counseling Guyger as well. Don't tell me about no damn forgiveness. These evil murderers don't deserve public displays of forgiveness. Keep that shit between you and God. Get the hell out of here. I was like, okay.
Ooh.
I'm like, all right, Willie D.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Huh? I hear that.
Jesus Christ.
I hear that, man. You know, we got to be conscious of stuff like that happens in our community. Hold people accountable and at least share light on it because these things happen all the time, man. So we just got to make sure that, you know, that we holding people accountable at all turns, man.
But
Let me get it. Go ahead.
No, I feel like this is very shareable. I found it on a very non-reputable website, but maybe that's where you find a lot of your news at. Mm-hmm. I just read that there's some speculation that Botham Jean and Amber Guyger was hooking up. Now, I don't know how true that is, but wouldn't that be some shit?
That was like an initial thing that they said when it first started happening. Like, they thought that they might have been smashing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They paint Botham Jean like he was like singing church choir songs. And I mean, not to say that church people can't be wild.
I was about to say, yeah, he probably was wild, but he loved everybody. Everybody, he was just such a great soul. That's the first black man that died. They did that too. You know, I'm surprised they didn't pull out the packs. I thought they was gonna raid Brown House, put some weed out of Brown House, and put it up in Botham House.
Well, they said Botham was on that weed too. They was trying to say that during the testimony trial and stuff too. So there's a whole bunch.
Got it
of
from
things.
Brown. How you think he got that shit? Brown.
You said that Botham was on that weed?
I think so.
The weed man right there.
I'm saying Joshua Brown. Like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if that's his dog or if that's just somebody who lived on the hall. The weed man saw that man get shot, not necessarily his boy.
Cause you let me see somebody black down the hall from me. I'm hollering at. I'm gonna be like, "What's good?" You know, like I know, like what's good. I don't know what you're doing in there.
You're absolutely right.
Say hello.
I was about to say how you know this wasn't an all black like apartment complex. Amber Guyger lived there too. I'm tripping.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. It was you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Them boys dapped each other every time they passed. Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, you need something? I got you. No Brown wild. You got packs in your house. You gonna come out? Hey, I saw the whole thing, officer. What?
Hey man, let's get a word from our sponsors, man. So 5 young Xavier alumni have come together to create the Black Coffee Company, man. Y'all visit theblackcoffeecompany.com to check out their art, apparel, and definitely their coffee. With 5 unique blends of Colombian, Brazilian, Ethiopian, and Peruvian coffees, these brothers are giving you some of the best Java from around the globe and some food for thought as well. These fellas aren't only distributing quality coffee, They preach the major tenets of entrepreneurship, financial freedom, and community empowerment. The whole movement is dope, but don't take my word for it. Visit theblackcoffeecompany.com and see what all the fuss is about. The Black Coffee Company. Coffee for the culture.
If you're looking for some coffee and it won't be black coffee company.
So I'm just saying this on air. I don't know, it's getting some traction right now. We got about a month out till homecoming. Best Friend Weekend phase 3.15. Look like it might be a little thing, man. Not a whole Best Friend Weekend, but it look like New Orleans might be a thing that weekend. We working out some specs. I mean, the Black Coffee Company hit us up with a proposal to put some stuff together for homecoming. It might be a thing, man. So we'll keep y'all posted if anything materializes in that direction. It look like it might be 3.15 because it's the 15-year anniversary for our class. That's why I 15 in case you wanted to know.
I was thinking March 15th. I'm like, damn, that's a long time away.
Nah, not that weekend. But that's gonna be happening in New Orleans, and I wanted to talk about another story that took place in New Orleans, man. The reputable St. Aug's football team had a bit of a thing take place, right? A couple of maybe a coach and the whole team, they led a chant, and it was either against Brother Martin or John Curtis. That's kind of debatable about what happened, but they were in the locker room. The football team was in the locker room, and basically, do I have the audio? Yeah, go ahead, play the audio.
All I got is 2 hands, 2 pads, knocking it loose, knocking it loose. I got 2 hands, 2 pads. This the old, this the old.
So I had the original audio before. This was just kind of like
I got
the
two
best
hands.
one that I could find. 2 pads, 2 hands, knocking nigga shit loose.
Knocking nigga shit loose. That shit got me hyped. I ain't gonna lie.
They said this Aug shit. Who shit? This Aug shit.
Hey, that's sports, man. Come on now. Are we back on? Are we talking?
You're talking, Los. Yes.
Oh,
I didn't know if
but that's sports, bro.
So do we need to tell you if you're talking?
No. I thought you were about to say something else about the audio. Anyway, that's sports, bro. So I mean, and then too, let's just be completely honest. The whole stadium heard them boys screaming and shit, dog. As loud as they were. It's not the first time those people heard him. The athletic director, all the people heard that. Kids talk way worse than that on a daily basis. It's not the end of the world because they're trying to knock a nigga shit loose during the football game. I think with everything going on in New Orleans, at least, let them kids get their frustration out on the field instead of in the streets. Let the niggas knock people shit loose inside those lines, and then they can go back to being Catholic little boys and girls, little boys, whatever they do in Catholic.
So I disagree that everybody heard that and everybody knows exactly what they're saying. I staunchly disagree.
They were doing it on the field.
Nah.
They was on the field at one point. They had one video that was on the field.
Well, I didn't see that one. They was doing it in the locker room, and the locker room don't necessarily be right under the stadium or nothing. So I disagree that everybody knew that was a thing. They knew they said some shit. They knew they cursed. The issue becomes, it was like the school president said he's shocked and embarrassed that such blatantly offensive language would be used at any school event. The behavior displayed in the video is indefensible and runs counter to our core values and our commitments to serving young men and their families. I mean, the Josephite Catholics found the school, so it was like, kind of that Christianity part of it as well. So I mean, just kind of FYI, they fired the coach. So
you knew that?
Yeah.
So
and
now, go ahead.
You gotta clean that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel you. Look, like honestly, this shit get me hype, and it's just everybody can't say that word. And like I really don't think that. I just think that you could clean it up a little bit without saying that. Like it's all good. I'm cool with it, but if somebody is not cool with it, then it's a problem. So you should have known that, especially as a leader of children, like that shouldn't be your chant. To be honest with you, that's how I feel about it. I think it's a dope chant, but it's not. That's not what you should be doing.
There's a lot of things that and I agree with you, Raj, in that sense that, but the head coach wasn't in there. Obviously, he knows what they get them boys hype, and he just walked out of there. Probably like he probably wasn't like involved with it. There's two aspects that I really want to talk about with this. First is just kind of like, it's holding black people to a different standard for using the N-word. Like me and my mom are going to have this conversation on the podcast. We already kind of started talking about it. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be dope. But just that idea that, and I remember this specifically when I used to coach football, that they would get a 15-yard, they'd be like 15-yard penalty. I'd be like, what happened? They cursing on the field. What did he say? He said nigga. Come on, man. Yeah. He didn't say like fuck you. He said good play, nigga. And it's a penalty because I literally, it burns my boudin. It boils my motherfucking blood when people like try to say that when black people use the N-word, when niggas say nigga, that you support, like it's, oh no, it's cursing. That's so a bad offensive thing. Like, no, stop that. I get why it's bad, Raj. So I do agree with you. But it still boils my blood when people are like, try to hold black people to that standard. Like that, no, you can't. It's basically saying you can't say it either.
I just think
I just feel like it's a room full of niggas. Why are you upset, bro? They ain't got nothing to do with nobody but them kids in their room getting hyped. Why you mad? Room full of niggas saying nigga.
I just don't know if I don't know St. Aug. Everybody that I know from St. Aug is black, but I also didn't know St. Aug was a Catholic school. So I just assumed that they got one, scraggling white guy on the team that can't chant. Like, you can't. Like, I know they got some. Let's say if he is on the team and he trying, he either got to use a substitute word, hitter, or something like that. Bigger, cousin, like partner, like he got to use something else. Or else they got somebody on that team that's looking for him to say it. And I just think that that's a problem. And I think from a macro level, I feel you, Aldo. I feel you. I think that there is something wrong with saying that we can't say it either. And then actually having the power to fire somebody about it. It's not just like a slap on the wrist, like that man lost his job. Yeah. But I still think you got to clean it up. Like, that's the worst that could happen. You got to be careful. Like you have to be careful when you're in a position of power like that. Like you can't just let everything slide.
Well, I just feel like, I get when it hit the news, you have to, I guess you got to go start, doing stuff then. My thing is, it just one of those kids. A lot of people heard that before. It was somebody they probably beat, got mad, and like, oh, look what they're doing in the locker room, and turn it in a newspaper trying to make a story out of nothing, man. Who cares if they're in there saying knocking nigga shit loose? Like, for real. I'm sure it's other schools that say way worse. But there's nobody in there recording that hasn't gotten out yet. That's my whole thing about it. You take them. I mean, I get the whole when you the face of the school, you gotta we fired him. I get that. But dang, man, I just feel like somebody made that for no reason, made it bigger than what it really, really is, dog.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, and I get what you're saying, Los, but that's probably, the fact that you do coach like football, I would hope that you understand that you'll get your black ass fired too for that. Like, I want you to understand that unequivocally they will fire you.
No, I get that. I know I get why he got fired. And plus, too, I wouldn't have a whole bunch of Hispanic kids and Asian kids saying knock a nigga shit loose.
But if there's a whole bunch of black kids, you can't do it either, is my point.
I'm not saying I would make that chant up, but I'm saying because they were doing it, it's not that bad. What's the big deal? So what if they didn't have no cuss words? So we're mad because they saying the word nigga?
I don't want you to dig yourself a deeper hole with that because I don't know what you're standing on right there. It's a big deal from a standpoint of that fact that hit the news and the media. And that's kind of the point I want to get at, Los. I don't think it's a big deal behind closed doors, but I think it's a big deal when a little snitch-ass kid or coach or whoever recorded put that thing on social media. Yes. Like that's the other thing that kills it.
I understand that part.
Yeah, like you can say whatever you want. Like I've said the most ridiculous thing to kids while I was coaching them. Like pulled them on the side and said the wildest stuff.
I don't.
Yeah, and that's fine. You don't have to. Like, but I have. And the thing is that there ain't no video of me telling a kid, man, get in there, knock that nigga shit off. Like,
that's one thing you can't do. Yeah, you can't do that now. You can't do that. Mm-hmm. I just don't like it. I ain't want to. I guess for me, I understand why you had to fire the man. I get all that hit the news. I understand that. I just didn't want that man to lose his job because he was out there amping them kids.
So, Raj, you know what this man reminded me of? It reminded me of Steve Gleason.
Mm-hmm.
Like how they were doing the Steve Gleason documentary. For those of y'all out here who don't know, they were doing the Steve Gleason documentary for the Saints when he had ALS. And during that documentary is when they overheard Greg Williams saying, hit the head, affect the head. You know what I mean? All of that other stuff. And
kill their head, the body will die, something like that.
It's the same thing where it's somebody in the locker room recording something that they shouldn't, or catching something that they shouldn't, and then that getting out and becoming a big thing. And I mean, I feel like it's 100% the same thing in New Orleans. That story just came to mind. I thought that, I know we discussed
that's funny
that
before. That's funny that you bring that up, because if that's the same thing as that, then what's the old boy name from the Clippers would still have his team.
Right? Donald Sterling?
Donald Sterling would still be the owner of the Clippers. If, I'm saying, like, just based on that, like, if they wasn't recording him and he wasn't talking about bringing niggas to the game and stuff, then...
Well, he never said... I don't even think he said nigga, though, right? I think he just said black people.
I know. It don't matter what he said. Like, yeah, once you... Yeah, I mean, it was still derogatory the way that he was referencing him. But I'm just saying, it's still, like, he got caught on tape. If he didn't get caught on tape, and this is, like, I guess, a little bit to Los's point... If they were screaming that and nobody knew about it, and it was it was something that the football team, like the fraternity or the football team got together, then it probably would have never went where it went, and we would still be, like, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now. But they got caught.
Still knocking nigga shit loose.
They got caught.
You think if the players were the only ones chanting and the coach wasn't leading it, the coach would have still got fired?
Yes. Because to Los's point, the coach know about what they doing is, like, the coach don't know that. Oh shit, I didn't know their chants. No, I know your chants. And all that to say is for the people coming behind this guy, pause. They need to like, recognize that you can't just do what you want to do. Like, you do have to comply sometimes. Like, sometimes you gotta, like, watch yourself, especially as a black man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to be said for that. And I mean, I think it's the two biggest issues that I walked away from this story with is, one, that idea of policing black people using the N-word, and conversely, the other issue of that viral social media, shut the hell up, don't be recording everything culture that we in. That those two things kind of put together is where we end up with a situation like this, because those two things kind of coalesce to become the bigger problem here. That, yeah, you're doing it and you probably shouldn't be doing it. Or we, like, if either one of those two things wasn't there, like, if we're recording it and it's not some crazy stuff, he's fine. If you're not recording it and it is some crazy stuff, you're fine. But both of those things got to be taking place, and it's not necessarily a perfect storm in 2019, because everything gets recorded. So
I think as a coach, I think especially as a coach of black men, I know how I would want to be coached, and I know I have been coached. You got to tell me some stuff that's gonna make me uncomfortable. So, Los, you said something like, "Man, I never pulled a kid aside and said some wild shit." You need to say some wild shit to a child tomorrow.
No, hey, listen up, guys. I would never say anything wild to a student athlete in my life. No,
not all the time. But I need to know. Like, I feel like there's like a kind of a communist style of coaching that's okay every once in a while, where a coach could tell me, "Man, you know what? If you turn the ball over one more time, I'm beating you up. I'm kicking your ass."
Yes.
And then you're not gonna turn the ball over no more because you don't want to get beat up by your big bad coach. Like, I'm not saying that that's the perfect analysis, but, like, and you got to still be careful with that too. But I still think that there's room for that in coaching, and not just being coddlers. You don't have to be a coddler.
I mean, the point that I really wanted to make there was just this: that the use of knock a nigga shit loose when it is a room full of all black men, all black young boys talking about another person, it is a bit cringeworthy to be like, come on, dog, y'all ain't gotta. I don't like to hear a bunch of black boys saying that. Like had they have been like, they go and play Brother Martin or John Curtis, and let's say it was white boy, knock them crackers shit loose. Like, it would have. Not to say it would have flowed the same, but it almost is kind of self-deprecating to be like, knock a nigga shit. Like, I can hear it from an older black person's perspective to be like, knock those niggers, like oh, that's ingrained in you. Knock these other niggas, self-hate, that type of thing. So I can see all of the sides to this. It's just unfortunate that it ended up here. Man, they got one more big story that I definitely want to get to before we get out of here. And it's the BET Awards that I think are airing like now, because we're recording on Tuesday. But Raj, you said you wanted to talk a little bit about this, so here I'm clearing the lane, man.
I mean, I need, of course, I need participation with this. I honestly, I think the number one outfit that I saw, recently was the baby. The baby had on a Gucci suit, but it was like sleeveless with, of course, the matching pants, a top hat, and then all of the accessories that you could potentially have. Like every single accessory, every single big chain and pendant and all of that. And that just made me think. One, it made me think, am I doing enough if I want to be famous to be famous? Because that's what famous people do. But I'm also thinking, like a regular person, what would I wear to the awards show? Specifically the BET Awards. What would I wear to the BET Awards? And once we get past that, I'd want to know what I'd wear. Or I kind of want to talk through what y'all would wear to like the Grammys or the ESPYs. You know what I'm saying? Like the, I guess, more of a white award show.
Well, before I answer that, or before y'all answer that, because I'll let y'all, whatever. I've been that Kirk album has been in heavy rotation all week. I just want to let y'all know that. Must have heard I was broke from a broke nigga. Must have heard I'm a hoe from a hoe. Like, yeah, that thing. Yeah. I didn't like that man little outfit that, why it said Dapper Man on the back and on the lapel.
That was the worst part about it.
That was bad.
I will say this.
That damn big though out there. Well, he not from New York, never mind. Dapper Dan, that's huge, Gucci.
I will say this. Okay, yeah, the Dapper Man thing on the back was trash. Yeah, I don't know what it said. It might have said Dapper Man. It might have said Dapper Dan. All I know is this: the suit was fire. I thought it was nice. Like, I thought it was something that I could potentially wear, but I wouldn't wear it sleeveless. Like, why we got to do too much? Like, why we always got to go and take something that's fire and like wear it without a shirt underneath, like last year, or wear it sleeveless. Like, just wear the suit. The suit was nice. And I feel like I would want to wear something like that. Like, now that I'm saying it, now that I'm thinking about it, I wouldn't do a top hat, but I feel like I would want to wear like something crazy, but that fits me well. I'm
all about the idea of a sleeveless suit. Like when Odell wore the sleeveless suit to the ESPYs the other day, I'm all about that. So sleeveless suit, whatever. That's not what I'm wearing at the BET Awards, though.
What are you wearing at the BET Awards?
I'm wearing some eccentric pants. Some very eccentric pants. I mean, but y'all know eccentric pants are my style. And I'm going to have like some kind of floral daddy, plaid daddy, some kind of print that's going on, some zebra something, with probably a solid daddy shirt and some fire kicks to go with it, all of the jewelry accessories. And that's how I'm coming to the BET Awards.
How much jewelry accessories? And what color jewelry?
So I'm thinking like ice, not gold, ice. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking ice. Yeah. Real understated, but ice. Some icy pieces. I don't see no head, or maybe a headband, maybe a little headband going. I could maybe do something with that. That sounds like about what time it is. But yeah, that's how I'm coming. It's still kind of summertime. That's how I'm coming for the BET Awards. That's what I got for you, man.
Los?
Black pants, black shirt, little jewelry, just a watch, couple chains, 5 kicks, nothing too crazy.
So you going simple?
Yeah.
You thinking about this as Los, or you thinking about this as famous Los?
I said some jewelry, like I have some ice ass shit, but I still will be. My shit be more like some Birdman type shit, like real cool. Not too crazy flash. Not my jewelry be regular though. Just nice little cool fire ass chain, fire watch. I don't do rings and all. I wouldn't do rings and all that. So chains, fire watch, earrings.
5-star stunner.
Nah, under my eye. But something real cool and simple, man. I wouldn't be too crazy.
I think I'm going like with a mixture of, I like the way that Russell Wilson suits fit him, but I would go much crazier patterns on my suit. So I would always wear a suit where my pants and my top match most of the time. Of course I could switch it up, but I will also have crazy patterns on my suits. And I would wear shirts underneath my shit because I'm not swole. But I guess if I was famous, I'll be swole because I have time.
So that's what you went to the BET Awards?
To the BET Awards, I'll wear something super crazy. Like I'll wear a suit, but it'll be super crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the real like. I don't really. I watched the BET Awards in like 2012, and I never watched it again. So maybe
I haven't. I
Just
feel
like
like
Trina cousin.
I feel like it's urban. That's why I didn't feel like I would need to put on a suit. I feel like I'd be overdressed in that bitch around all them cheering with a suit of any kind. I feel like that wild suit. I wear that thing to the ESPYs, like because you remember Kamara wore like a floral print suit to the ESPYs last year.
The ESPYs or what's the I don't know what's the Grammys or Emmys? What that's the same thing?
Okay, no, well, no, they're not the same thing. But you're saying would I wear the same thing? Would I wear the same thing to the Oscars that I wore to the ESPYs? No, because the Oscars is like a black tie type event, so I'm gonna wear a traditional black or white tux with something. It's gonna be killing the game. It's gonna be tapered, stupid. I'm gonna be killing it. Yeah. Not a lot of ice.
Fire lapel, nice watch, probably one of your best watches you got in the collection.
Yeah, the whole that I might have one piece of flair. I don't know what that would be. I might hit them with one piece of flair. Like my shoes might be black and white, like the old school Harlem Nights type something. But that's how I'm coming at like one of them type of award shows. But at the and like that, like I said, the BET Awards, I think that's coonery. Like, remember when Joe Budden was about to fight the Migos? That was at the BET Awards. Them boys just had on Migos shirts in like jeans or something, like
tucked in with the belt.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that people dress for that no more. Oh, y'all did. I don't know.
You can wear the Gucci. You can wear the Dapper Dan. You can wear the Dapper Dan. Get Dapper Dan, make it a jean jacket, the Gucci jean jacket with some red pants and no shirt on or a shirt up on it with the big stupid ice and you. Coldest dude in there.
And I think we call it the BET Awards. This is BET Hip Hop Awards. So like even make that delineation. This is the BET Hip Hop Awards. So
I'm going like I probably like whatever the newest, most exclusive Supreme clothes are, like something like that. Probably. Okay, I'm with it, but I'm thinking if I'm wearing like a suit. You know, like I guess I'm thinking of that. I wouldn't. So shout out to the baby for overdressing at the BET.
For overdressing at the BET Awards with no sleeves on the suit. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what
BET Hip Hop Awards.
There you go. And just speaking of the BET Hip Hop Awards, I took an opportunity to write down some of the awards. I put 5 awards in the nominees, and y'all tell me who's gonna win. And we'll know by the time we listen to this who won. Starting off the best single of the year. So the nominees are Sicko Mode by Travis Scott, Old Town Road by Lil Nas X, Money by Cardi B, Suge by DaBaby, Big Old Freak by Megan Thee Stallion, and Act Up by City Girls. What was the song of the year? Single of the year.
Gotta be Old Town, huh?
And I was saying Act Up.
Old Town don't deserve to be at the Hip Hop Awards.
And I was Act Up.
No, you can't say that's a black man.
Los, I don't give a
I say Raj,
care what color
on that argument. I say hold off on that argument because you'll have time to have that argument. Just hold off on that argument for right now because 3 of the 5 awards Lil Nas X is in the nominees for the awards, dog. Like,
I'm going Suge by DaBaby. That's who should win that award.
I think Act Up by City Girls should win.
Act Up.
Like that's my
personal. Big Old Freak, one of them. But you gotta get Nas X.
How about best collab? A Lot with 21 Savage and J. Cole. Please Me, Cardi B and Bruno Mars. Higher, DJ Khaled and Nipsey and John Legend. Drip Too Hard, Lil Baby and Gunna. Old Town Road, Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh my God.
Sicko Mode, Travis Scott and Drake. What's the best collab of the year?
You know how
Billy Ray Cyrus and Nas X.
You know me. Anything.
I bet money on that. I put 50 on that.
But anything with Drake in it should win to me because I don't feel like Drake gets his just due. He dropped hits and then they just fall off the map come award time. But I'm gonna go with Cardi B and Bruno Mars. Please Me.
I don't know.
I actually saw that. I know who won.
I don't know who needs to win. I don't know what award he needs to win, but Nipsey got to win something. Like, I mean, Nipsey got to win something.
They're gonna
the lifetime achievement
it might be that. Yeah. So the MVP of the year is either Cardi, DJ Khaled, Drake, J. Cole, Megan, or Nipsey.
They're gonna get that.
Actually, Megan Thee Stallion is the answer, but Megan Thee Stallion is the answer to me, but
yeah, get it to Nipsey.
Megan Thee Stallion won that award already?
No, I don't know, but I think she's the answer for that award. MVP.
I just know Lil Nas X and Billy Ray won that last one, the collab award.
I mean, honestly, if we're going MVP of the year, I'm going Nipsey. That's the award that's made for Nipsey. If we talk about the most valuable, Nipsey
he gotta get that.
died. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
But he
very
didn't have
valuable.
Y'all wasn't having a marathon summer, man. Y'all was having a hot girl summer. That's all I'm saying.
True.
Yeah, but it's just the summer. The marathon continues.
I got you. Well played.
Big
Well
fact.
played. Best new hip hop artist. And this one, I was like, wow. This a lot of good people. Roddy Ricch, I don't know who that is. Sorry. YBN Corday. How you pronounce that, Raj?
That's it.
YBN Corday. I know he dates Natalie Osaka. So I'm like, or Naomi Osaka. I'm like, okay, he's kind of famous because of that. And I heard one of his songs, but neither one of them should win. The other people are Blueface Baby and Da Baby, Lil Nas X, and Megan Thee Stallion.
Ooh, it's gotta be between the baby and Megan.
The baby.
The baby.
I think we creatures of the moment. I think it's Megan.
The baby.
I think it's Megan. I think we just creatures of the moment because that man killing it right now with his album killing it. And he had a good year, but
He had a great year.
The baby.
I think Megan more synonymous with the culture. But finally, album of the year: Astroworld by Travis Scott, Championships by Meek, Igor by Tyler, Father of Assad by DJ Khaled, and Cuz I Love You by Lizzo.
What? Those are choices.
That's your 5
It's
choices.
either who the first? It's either Tyler or who was the other one? It's Tyler. Out of those.
Ah, man, that's a tough one. That shows you how much I don't really like albums that much.
Yeah, me neither. I wouldn't have said Tyler at all. That would have probably. I'm like in my head, Lizzo is important to people, so I'm thinking that's got a chance. But Championships by Meek is what I would go with.
Was fire. Champion was fire.
I probably
you know what? I just want to give not that he'll ever notice, but thank you for DJ Khaled for like putting together collaborations, like just fire ass collaborations. And the only reason why I feel like that man don't win is because he's not that cool as a person. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's just a big Hispanic dude that scream a lot on songs. That's like fat and like that's not really like that cool. Like if you take that same exact thing that DJ Khaled do and put it on somebody that's like more attractive than him, like more socially appealing than DJ Khaled is, then easily DJ Khaled would be wrecking shit with them albums that he put out.
Well, I mean, people love DJ Khaled, and he is wrecking shit with the melody. He go platinum or gold each time.
Well, I honestly kind of don't know if DJ Khaled is special needs or not. To be honest with you, I'm not trying to be funny. But
I'm saying DJ Clue did it though, right? Didn't he? They had a whole bunch of other people. Like
Envy tried to DJ. Envy tried to do it.
Envy
tried to do that.
DJ K Slay.
K Slate, yeah.
Now cue that music up for Nothin NICE to say.
Say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say with Aldo NICE.
Ain't nothing nice. Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about how we did the top rapper countdown a couple of weeks ago, and in my opinion, Snoop Dogg was the number one rapper of all time. And this past week, he was at Kansas University at their Midnight Madness kickoff, getting ready for the basketball season. And he was out there with strippers and, stripper poles and money machines and doing all kind of stuff. And this big uproar at Kansas about Snoop Dogg being on the court. In the words of Paul Mooney, everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. So that happens all of the time when you bring a successful black actor in there and then you expect them to act the way and then you act like Snoop Dogg would act in it. Anyway, I wanted to go down that path, but then I kind of changed my mind because I just wanted to say this. I didn't want to say a lot. You've heard in the past me talk about how Michael Smith went to Loyola at around the same time that we went to Xavier, and how, we kicked it with Dude a couple times out there. And one of the best people as far as kind of like NFL and talking about that kind of thing and being on the networks and being on ESPN for all those years. Michael Smith is somebody that we'd be like, oh yeah, Michael Smith is what's up. So what just recently happened, he agreed to a buyout on a 4-year, $10 million contract he signed with ESPN. And he's taking a deal as the exclusive executive vice president and chief content officer of a Hollywood-based startup, Collaboratory, a new LA studio startup focused on developing original content about sports and featuring athletes as storytellers. Collaboratory launched in February 2019 and is based in Culver City, California. So he's gone from ESPN and he's leaving this $10 million contract, and they bought him out for him to go work with this startup and be the executive vice president. So obviously he's thinking about big moves and he's doing big things. But when I really think about it, Michael Smith was the host of Sports Center like a year and a half ago. There might not be a bigger thing than being the host of Sports Center. And I had to think about this. Is it taking a step up, step down, step to the left? I mean, maybe he's working for himself. So on some levels, it's a positive move. But on most levels, it's a step down. And why is he having this step down? Because they teamed him up with Jemele Hill. And FYI, Jemele Hill just ruined that man's life. If you really think about it, he was on doing his thing on ESPN, killing the game. Everybody likes Michael Smith. Put him with Jemele. She can't keep her mouth closed about Trump. And now Michael Smith is not at ESPN anymore. Listen, I ain't got nothing nice to say about when they let the women in your life run you completely out of house and home and job. So I won't say nothing at all. We ain't said Jemele's name on the podcast in a long time. I just want y'all to know Jemele Hill ruined that man's life.
She did.
She ruined that man's life.
Hey, I have not. Remember after that happened, they tried to get him on there, and they get him on like a month and a half, maybe 2. And they was like, you know what? Hey man, come out of there. Never mind. Just we'll call you.
We won't call. Don't call us. We'll call you. Right?
I really haven't seen him. Wow,
that's crazy. It's a precipitous fall. That man went from where he was to where he is now. Yeah. I mean, and like I said, it sounds like a great opportunity, and maybe he's doing all kind of cool stuff there. But yeah, this is Jemele's fault. I know as a
kids and stuff. That's fine.
I know as a podcast we like to pick on Jemele, but I mean, you know, she went right on with her life, doing whatever she doing. But
with no problem.
Yeah, but I don't know if she took into account the collateral damage she caused by going at Trump neck. But she left bodies in her wake. Wow. But it's a whole bunch of things, man. Look, before we get out of here, Dame Lillard's still out here catching bodies, man. Shaq and him need to calm down because Shaq can't rap. I've said this again. He need to calm down.
Dog. Shaq went platinum though.
He did. These are big facts, man. These are big facts, man. Look, there's a lot going on. But look, we recorded early so we could get out of here early, man. So look, in the immortal words of Aldo NICE, man, enjoy your weekend. Make it a best friend weekend. And we out. We'll catch y'all next time.
Bow, 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 bow. Bang, bang. Big old ass is heavy. Shake that shit like jelly. Put me on your plate and slurp that shit up like spaghetti.
Man, I make this shit look easy. I ain't trying, I just be me. I ain't never met a hoe I felt like I had to compete with.
This the type of booty make a nigga drop his bitch. Wait, this the type of ass when I come home, he washing dishes.
He want to ride on a horse. He need to give me the keys to the Porsche. I told him until you finish your dinner, I cannot let you
leave off the porch.
Boy, let me butter your corn on the cob. Boy, let me butter your corn on the cob. We give each other more neck than a bob. Dang. He like to put a little oil on my ass before he record, so I feel like a star. Rolling like I'm Tina, pussy Aquafina. Make this booty giggle like you Martin and I'm Gina. Put me in designer. Let me meet your mama. If you got another bitch, don't put me in no drama.
If you got another bitch, don't put me in no drama.
Yeah, cuz she want to butter that corn on the cob, cuz.